The 2000s were a strange time for MMOs. Everyone wanted a piece of the pie, and many were made. Some are better than others, and most are lost to time. One such of these games is Nanovor. Created by Smith and Tinker, the game came out in 2009, and it was meant to be a multimedia franchise. So, how did it go? The very first piece of Nanovor content ever created was a video game, featuring little CGI creatures called Nanovor. They lived inside silicon chips after becoming extinct at the start of the Earth. The gameplay featured you building a team of them and battling other players online. There were a lot of these guys, well over 20. Probably more, but we'll get to that later. You could also evolve your Nanovor into stronger versions of the ones you already had. Interesting enough, despite Nanovor being 3D, the rest of the game was in 2D, with almost a pure black background. The gameplay itself was also kind of underwhelming. Nanovor kept it pretty simple with only 3 stats: power, armor, and speed. Power did big damage, defense stopped you from getting beaten to a pulp, and speed made you fast. The game had pretty low reviews and closed pretty quick, closing in the later 2010s, which led to a second game being made. Nanovor Evolution was the second game that they made, and it made plenty of improvements over the original. They changed the UI to be much more understandable, as well as finally going full 3D. Now, instead of the inky blackness, there's a background to look at. Oh nice. You also now have the ability to make your own character, something that is very common today. But for 2010, plus. This time as well, IGN gave it a whopping 40 out of 100. Thanks, IGN. The game functioned relatively the same with only a couple of minor changes, mostly to how Nanovor evolved. Originally, they changed to a new species. Now, they don't do anything. They just get stronger. Cool. And just like the original, the game closed pretty quickly. Luckily, there's more Nanovor. The show has us meet our protagonist, Lucas, as he discovers Nanovor and shares what it is with his teacher, Dr. Zap. The rest of the show revolves around them figuring out how to make them fight and speaking to a really creepy CGI Nanovor man, who is apparently a duel master. Doing all of this, they're being spied on by an evil organization known as Sky Labs. There's also Dr. Diamondback, who was fired from Sky Labs for the worst crime of all: plagiarism. My man forgot to cite his sources. Dr. Diamondback ends up getting his hands on Nanovor and using them for evil. Or at least I'm assuming, because it ends before he gets to do anything actually evil, other than plagiarism. He also develops a new nanoscope. What's a nanoscope? Well, boy, let me tell you. That's right, they had physical merchandise. In the show, nanoscopes were used for the characters to battle one another. Kind of like old Game Boys with link cables. Well, you can buy one in real life, and you could attach it to other people and battle them. Something that's actually kind of neat. It also allowed you to train your Nanovor offline, and when you were ready, you could bring them back to your computer by connecting it all by USB. So, what's Nanovor up to today? Well, nothing. The company went under and Nanovor stopped being made. There are a few revival projects, but nothing tangible at the moment. Though the website does display an ominous message, I don't think we'll be seeing Nanovor come back anytime soon.